Today I am so excited to share with you another delicious Puerto Rican hot cereal recipe called MAIZENA. So make sure to stick around and watch. I am so excited to share this recipe with you all today because it's definitely a recipe that tugs at my heart. It brings back so many sweet childhood memories. This also was a request from one of my wonderful viewers. She asked me if I had a recipe similar to the one that I did of my cornmeal except with cornstarch, and I do. I am so thrilled to share this recipe with you guys. What is MAIZENA? MAIZENA is a very humble cereal, very nostalgic for many people who grew up in Puerto Rican households. Pretty much the bulk of the recipe is very simple. It just consists of milk and cornstarch. Those are the two main ingredients in this recipe, and I think that if you give it a try, you're definitely going to enjoy this. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our delicious and creamy MAIZENA, you're going to be needing 1 cup of milk. You could use any milk of your choice. I am going to be using the coconut milk because I've been using it a lot lately and I absolutely love it. You're also going to be needing 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to say a nice pinch of salt. I'd say that would equivalent to 1/8 of a teaspoon. A little cap of vanilla extract for flavor, a nice dusting of ground cinnamon at the end when we are done cooking our MAIZENA, and some sugar. And for this, sugar is to your taste. You can do anywhere from 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of sugar depending on your preference. Now on the stove here I have a small little pot, and this small pot is perfect because I'm only going to be using 1 cup, and this is good for about 4 cups of liquid. So I'm first going to start by pouring in my 1 cup of water. Now notice I have not turned my stove on yet, and I do that purposely because I don't want any lumps to form in my MAIZENA. Then add in sugar, and now 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or fécula de maíz, a little cap of vanilla extract, like that, and a little pinch of salt. And then before I turn it on, I'm simply going to take a whisk. I'm going to whisk everything together just to make sure that that cornstarch gets very well incorporated into my milk. At this point, you can go ahead and give it a taste to see if you like how it tastes or adjust. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove to a medium low. And this is going to cook very quickly once it starts heating up. So medium low. So for now you don't have to move like vigorously or anything like that. You could just move it around. You're going to start feeling when it starts cooking because you're going to start feeling a little bit of a resistance at the bottom of the pot. Now the reason why I like to mix constantly is because I don't want lumps to form in my crema. I love my crema to be nice and smooth and silky. So my MAIZENA is at the 3-minute mark here, and you can see that it started bubbling now and it started thickening at this point. So I'm just going to continue mixing it until it gets nice, thick, and creamy. And see how quickly this is thickening up. Once it gets warm, it gets thick really quickly. Now my son loves his hot breakfast cereals. Oatmeal, MAIZENA, farina. Like, he is just a big fan of all the hot cereals. So now I feel that my MAIZENA is done. You see how it does that? That's good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And then in a bowl or a plate, we're simply going to pour in our smooth, silky, and sweet MAIZENA. I'm going to use the back of a spoon just to make it nice and smooth on the top. And then sprinkle as much cinnamon as you would like on the top of your MAIZENA and let it cool off for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now it's your turn to give this maizena a try. If you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to check out this next video where I share with you how to make another delicious Puerto Rican classic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!